Hey guys, welcome to TFL Classics. Now today we are talking about my all-time dream car, the car I am more excited to own than any vehicle in the world. It is my 1993 Mini Cooper, which you can see has been shoved in a corner next to this monster ATV. Can we talk about that size difference? That is pretty hilarious. Now the reason it is shoved in the corner is because I'm having a nightmare finding parts for it. That's what we're talking about today. This is another tale of a ridiculous fail.
Oh no! Oh no!
So there are three reasons that this car is looking kind of neglected, sitting in the corner. The first reason is pretty obvious. I'll try to show you as I attempt to move the Mini out into the middle of our studios. Yes, that's right, the classic Mini won't start. Well, okay. It won't start when it's cold. This is a very annoying issue if I crank on it long enough. I'm talking like a minute and a half. I can usually get it to start, and the second it's up to temperature, it'll start for the rest of the day. Now this issue, I believe, is down to this sensor that lives under the hood. This is a fuel-injected Mini, which is really cool, but it also means it has a computer, and that computer needs some data to figure out how much gas to give the engine. And there's a temperature sensor that lives way down there in the heart of the engine. I think that has failed. A, my temp gauge has stopped working, and B, that's the reason I think it's not wanting to start. The engine doesn't know it's cold, and it's not giving it enough fuel. So, gotta order a new temperature sensor, but that's just one out of three things that is preventing me from driving this car. Number 2 and 3 are down here. First of all, it needs wheel bearings badly. As some of you have noticed in the previous videos, it sounds like I am playing a bongo as I go down the road. It's just whoa, 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 whoa. Maybe it's more dubstep. I'm not really up on my popular music. But the more pressing concern is the tires, which are completely shot. They are dry rotted, they're wearing wrong, they're old and cracked. They're just not really that safe to drive on. So, three things: the temperature sensor, the wheel bearings, and the tires. Now the temperature sensor and the wheel bearings I want to have done at our mechanic Ted's shop, and I want to have them done at the same time so I don't have to drive it back and forth. The tires, that should be the easy part, but it isn't. Now when it comes to finding new tires, I start where everybody starts. Google www. No, I'm kidding. When it comes to finding new tires, I start where everybody starts. That's Tire Rack. I'm not sponsored by Tire Rack, although I wish I was, because that would make my life much more affordable. Anyways, so TireRack.com, I'm going to go tires. I don't think they'll have a 1993 Rover Mini, so let's go by size. 165 55 R12. And our zip code in Boulder. Review results. And survey says nothing. Here we go. Tires for 165 55 R12. We are sorry there are no tires in the size you need. Alright, kind of understandable because they are the size of like dumplings. So let's try a more common size in the Mini world, 165 60 R12. This is going to pull up a lot of results. Are you ready? We are sorry there are no tires in the size you selected. Alright, so the common ways of searching for tires has failed, so it's time to get a little bit creative. Let's go to some of the popular tire sources within the Mini world. Now there are several Mini websites, classic Mini websites, which makes sense because they sold over 5.3 million of the cars, so there should be tons and tons of parts available. So I'm going to start with a site called 7ENT. 7ENT.com. This is where mechanic Ted got a lot of the parts when he was fixing our engine. So this is the website. You can see all orders shipped from the USA. That's good. I'm going to go into wheels and tires. And let's see if we can find a 12-inch tire that fits our wheels. So here we go, 145/70 R12. That's not going to fit. 145, 145, 165. These are the 10s, I think. Yeah, that's not going to fit. That's for a 10-inch wheel. Here we go. 165 60 R12, so that one should work. Alright, cool. So let me go quantity 4, add to cart. The quantity requested is unavailable. So 7E&T did not work when it came to finding tires. Let's try Mini Sport. Now, Mini Sport is kind of a cool place here. They are a huge supplier out in the UK, but they have Mini Sport USA as well. So maybe these are the guys to help me solve my tire dilemma. Alright, let me go into wheels and tires. 12-inch tires. Spelled with a Y, of course. This is USA Mini Sport, though. Alright, let's see what we got here. Okay, 165 60 R12 set of 4 Yokohamas. Those are so cheap! $333. So I'm going to go add to cart. It's going to cost at least $180 for shipping. What? And I think the reason that the shipping is so expensive is because, from people I've talked to, the tires come from the UK. I think Mini Sport USA is a no as well. Let me check out one more here. Let me go into a site I've used before, Mini Mania. They should have, here we go, 165 60 R12. And you can see they're $109 per tire. So this is the way I actually went when it came to buying tires. And let me show you. They actually came in a box, which was exciting. So here's the cool thing about Mini Mania. Not only did I order the tires, I also ordered the wheel bearings and even the temperature sender. So I was stoked. I'm like, look, one place stop. I was able to get all my stuff. And then I opened the box and I immediately noticed something was quite awry. Actually, I didn't notice it. Videographer Alex noticed. There were 2 different sets of tires in here. 2 of them were 12-inch tires like I ordered. The other 2 were 10-inch tires. I called up Mini Mania. They said, yeah, that's probably wrong. So they checked my order. It was wrong. And they sent me 2 12-inch tires. I sent out the 10-inch tires. And look, now we have 4 12-inch tires. And isn't this great? Look, I mean, they're all nice and itty-bitty. They fit in the box. So that's great. They also sent out the wheel bearings really quickly. So now I have the tires and the wheel bearings. And I was really impressed with that. But tires and wheel bearings are great, but if I can't cold start the car in the morning, I can't drive all that far, let's be honest. So I really needed that temperature sender. And this has been a real pickle. And I ordered the tires, the wheel bearings, and the temp sensor all at the same time. I got the confirmation on September 24th. But as far as I can tell on like the Mini Mania website, there's no way to tell whether or not something is in stock when you go to order it. I mean, maybe I'm doing it wrong, but I've looked high and low, and it's all pretty much the same. It doesn't tell you whether or not something is delayed or in stock or out of stock. So I get an email, my confirmation back on 9/24, and here's what it says: your wheel bearings will ship in 1 to 3 days. Your tires should ship in 1 to 3 days, but your temperature sensor should ship in 3 to 11 days. And this was like, well, okay, kind of a bummer, but hey, at least I all got it in one order. So that was back kind of toward the end of September. Then I get another email on October 1st, over 6 days later, saying, well, actually, that temperature sender is out of stock. It'll ship in 1 to 2 weeks. And I'm like, yeah, but it's been, a week or so. Why are you now telling me 1 to 2 weeks when it was 3 to 11 days? And then I get another email, this time on October 9th, saying, actually, it will ship in another 3 to 11 days. And I'm like, it's now almost the middle of October. I ordered it at the end of September and it still hasn't shipped. And finally, just the other day, I get my email saying, it's sent. So it's been a long time waiting for this temperature sender, which should be such a simple thing. And if Mini Mania had told me it would have taken, over 2 weeks to actually send out, I would have ordered that sender from something else, someplace else, I should say. Now, of course, Mini Mania does have a thing on the top of their website saying, there are COVID delays, and I understand that, we're all going through the same difficulty with the virus. But I decided to give Mini Mania one more chance. I ordered a new wheel, just one to make sure it fits, and then if it fits, I'll order 3 more, because I don't like these wheels, or they just need total refurbishment. It might be cheaper just to order new ones. And the same thing with this wheel, it just keeps getting pushed back and back and back. So a little frustrated, but anyways, hopefully we'll get this car back on the road looking good. I need a bunch of stuff on the inside. Need a radio. I think I'm gonna redo the seats and some kind of leather or vinyl. Let me know what color you think would look good. I'm thinking like a bright red would be pretty cool. But just to prove that the car does actually run when it's up to temperature, look at that, starts right up. Can't wait to get this car safe to drive so I can clean it up and really start diving into the cosmetics. Well, as always, this has been Tommy with the Fastlane Car. Check out tflcar.com for the latest and greatest in new and used car reviews, because I'm so excited to drive this Mini, although it'll probably be next summer.